So it's a Cioppino. It's kind of a rustic Italian stew. It's a clear fish fumet, which is a stock. We'll add roasted tomatoes, roasted garlic, green spice shrimp, which is our special spice blend, with chili oil and potato gnocchi, and it's really, really nice. Love redfish.
Oh yeah.
And these redfish, farm-raised redfish, are wonderful because you know they're fresh. Just we'll fillet them. I like to leave the skin on because when you crispy fry with this, with our spice on it, it's really crunchy and nice. A lot of people don't like the skin, but it's really, really, really good. The other thing you can do with it is take the skin all the way off, sear it until it's crunchy, and julienne it, and put matchsticks of skin on top. Gills from the fish when you're making stock. They have a really irony, bloody taste to them. So if you get the gills out of there, it makes your stock taste a lot better. And the scissors work the best. I find that scissors work better because if you use a knife in these close quarters, it's dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So once we get those out of there, make sure that we have the innards out. They almost got them.
Yeah.
Give it a little Rinsky and Hutch. So this is the beginning of the redfish fumet. Onions, leeks, mushrooms, fresh thyme. Saute that in a little bit of butter. And to that we will add some peppercorns and bacon. We have our vegetables sauteed, essentially soft, a little bit of color on the bottom, and then we'll add some wine to it. Since we're doing 5 gallons of stock, and we'll simmer this wine mixture for 5-10 minutes, low heat. So what we have here is the cleaned redfish bones and heads. We've taken the gills out and given them a rinse. This is our saute with a little bit of white wine. So what I'm going to do is pour it over the fish and then put the fish, kind of mix it up a little bit, because we don't want to stir this because it'll get cloudy. So put that on the ground, back in the pot. And we'll take this, get them situated like so, and then fill it with cold water. The reason why you use cold water in stock, you get a lot more of the collagen out of the bones. And when this stock, all we're going to do is bring it to a simmer for 10 minutes and turn it off. That's all you have to do. And then drain it without stirring it. It's imperative that you never stir fish stock because it'll make it cloudy. And when this fish stock is refrigerated afterwards, it'll be the consistency of jello because there's so much gelatin from the fish bones and the collagen in the bones. Under free, sir? Pardon? Under free? Yeah. So we have lovely Gulf 1620 shrimp leg, and this is our green spice mixed with seasoning flour. And then we'll take the piece of red fish. Do the same. Spiced fish, President takes it side down first. And the 3 shrimp. That's the beginning of our Cioppinos to start the seafood. So we have our fish stock, which I'm warming up. We'll come over here. Handful of potato gnocchi. Cherry tomatoes. And roasted garlic in there. Bring that to a boil. Cook the gnocchi, and that's the base for our soup. And here, get all the... Thank you. All the gnocchi and tomato. Roasted garlic. Nice. I know. Please don't break that. So a little fresh arugula on there. Get our red fish fillet right in the middle. And our shrimp all the way around with the green spice on it. Like so. And this is a little chili arbol oil. Float that around in there. Put some chives on top of that. And a little bit of leeks. That's the green spice red fish and shrimp Cioppino, a la Flat Creek. Caramelized onions, they're not super caramelized, but caramelized enough just to get the flavor. To this, we'll add 4 onions, 4 pounds of puds. Slowly saute these.
And just for our customers at home, what is a pud?
Pud is a peel and undeveined shrimp.
Okay.
These are the 70-90 varieties. You can of course do this with full-size veined shrimp. But this makes a great pasta topper, crepe filling. They're sauteing in a little bit of butter. It's just caramelized onions. So what we'll do is add a little bit of salt and white pepper to it to season it up. Not too much. And this is toasted and ground fennel seed. You get whole fennel seed, put it in a dry saute pan until it's golden brown and very aromatic. And then we put it in a coffee grinder and grind it. So just add enough of this so you can smell it. I'm not going to fully cook these. I mean, I'll cook them 3/4, 9/10 of the way, but we're going to reheat them when we put them in the pud or in the crepes. So we'll take a little bit of our white wine, put it on the flat top. Exact measurements always make a difference. And try to get the caramelization on the flat top on here. Lemon Blanc is a white wine butter sauce. French butter sauce is roughly translates into white butter. But what we have here is garlic, leek, thyme, peppercorn, bay leaf, which we're going to saute with a touch of oil. So we'll lightly sweat it, try not to brown it. Add a little bit of white wine to it. Juice of half a lemon. And with this, we kind of reduce it down a little bit. I can't see it because of all the steam, but we're going to reduce that down to a sludge. There's a French term for it. I just don't know what it is. I got a little extra. You have one of these? While that's reducing, we cube up our butter. We add a little bit of cream to it. Traditionally, in the French way, you don't add cream to it. Adding cream to it's a little bit cheating, but it won't break, and I won't get mad at that person. Then what you do, this is the tricky part, is you have to incorporate the butter into the sauce, and the sauce needs to be the the temperature of, you know, the human body, 98 degrees. Warm, not hot, and not cold. And the trick is, if you can get the butter in at that temperature, it'll stay emulsified. And with practice, there's two ways to do it. You turn the heat up and add a lot of butter to it, and it'll keep it at a certain temperature, or you turn the flame down low and add butter slowly. But since I don't have time for that kind of nonsense, turn the flame up and add a bunch of butter. And yeah, from experience, you can tell by the consistency of how hot it is. And it should be right. I mean, if you ever want the temperature, touch behind your ear, and that's what temperature the butter sauce should be. Strain it. Let me know when you eat meat, I'm just doing order. That sounds like a really good idea. And then that's the caramelized onion and shrimp crepe, lemon beurre blanc. Prior to here, I was executive sous chef of the Pacific Islands Club in Guam, which is a 1,000-room hotel that does 1 million plates of food a year. 7 restaurants, 72 cooks. It was miserable. 70-hour weeks. I would never want to go back to a hotel again. So. And prior to that, I was executive chef of the Austin Club, which is a private club downtown on 9th Street. Prior to that, I was chef of Vin Bistro on Kirby Lane, which went out of business, I guess, in 2006, right after I left. And then prior to that, I was at ADB's downtown, and Tony's in Houston, which is a fine dining restaurant in Houston. And before that, I was in Colorado at the Boulder Cork. But after I graduated from UT, I decided I wanted to be a chef, so I moved to Colorado to climb mountains and got a job dipping pasta at the Macaroni Grill, and that was 20 years ago. I mean, culinary school works for some people, but I was just lucky enough to work under really incredible chefs that, you know, gave us a chance, you know, and, you know, I've had some chefs that, you know, as a rookie line cook, they're like, you make the special, do what you want, and I really believe that builds more character than paying for it. So I've been using quality seafood ever since Eddie B's, and I love quality seafood. And I love the fact that it's the only local seafood shop in Austin. You know, with quality seafood, it's the quality's there, and I'm not afraid to pay for it because it's wonderful stuff. Because it's so fresh. I mean, it doesn't even smell like fish. It smells like salt water. What do you say? True? Huh? What's this? A good boy. Good fish. That's a good man. Trooper loves the redfish from Quality Seafood. You like redfish? Oh yeah, that's a good man. Oh, you're a good boy. We have. Huh?